Hello, I'm Katasar, and today I'm going to be explaining the optimal route for the any % speedrun of Goosebumps Horrorland. I'm also going to be explaining some different routing options that you could do, but in the end you can do whatever route works best for you. So now I'm going to load a 0% save file, and I'm just going to walk through the route. I'm gonna be explaining the mini games more in depth, but I'm just gonna be doing an overview of the route and some routing options. Some things I forgot to mention in the introduction to this guide was that tokens. You always want to be collecting tokens because you need it to go on. You need tokens to go on the rides, obviously. But you also need 100 to buy the horror mask in Mad Labs. So you always want to be keeping track of your token counter and collecting tokens throughout the run. So we start the run from right here. Again, the opening cutscene doesn't matter. So we start from first input. So when we start running from the starting point, about here, we start running, and we want to run left. So you're going to start off by running left immediately, and you don't want to bonk on this wall here, like especially right here. You don't want to hug this wall too close. You just want to run along here, past the fortune teller thing, and then you want to not bonk on this tree. You just want to run past the tree. I usually collect the tokens from this tree right here as I run past, and we enter Bumper Carnage, which is the first minigame of the run. And then we exit Bumper Carnage, and we run over here, across here. Be sure to make this optimal movement here. You don't want to like hit the wall right here, but you want to run across and cut across here. And then Dead Ringer is the second minigame of the run. Then we run over here, and then we're here for Wheel of Misfortune. We walk back over here, and you may say, why can't you just run from Bumper Carnage to Horrorland Derby over here? And that's because there's a cutscene right here. When you pass this sign, and it extends to this wall, if you pass a certain point, like about here, a cutscene will trigger, which is actually slower. So we actually want to cut across here to get to Horrorland Derby instead of walking straight across. And then we have Horrorland Derby, and we walk across this bridge, usually collecting these tokens over here. Then we have Monster Mash. And now here's the first major route change. We used to always do Calamity Canyon right after Monster Mash, but it was the route was changed recently, and we now do Rub-a-Dub Slug instead of Calamity Canyon. Now keep in mind, a Calamity Canyon segment is just over 3 minutes, and an optimal Rub-a-Dub Slug segment is 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So, and that's with, we'll explain it later, but if you can't get an optimal time for Rub-a-Dub Slug, it's better to do Calamity Canyon. But if you can do Rub-a-Dub Slug fast enough, it's better to do Calamity, or it's better not to do Calamity Canyon. So from here, we enter Vampire Village, and I realized that I should probably be doing this on my 100% save file. So I'll be right back. So now, once you finish Carnival of Screams, you're going to enter Vampire Village over here, and there's a cutscene that plays where Nate disappears, and you're standing about here. Now, if you've done Calamity Canyon, if you've decided to route in Calamity Canyon, then you'll want to go left here to Putt Cemetery, and then go from Putt Cemetery up to Roller Coaster up there. But in the optimal route, what you're going to want to do is you're going to leave the cutscene, so you'll be standing about here, and you're going to run right. Now, the optimal route, compared to the Calamity Canyon route, It's actually about 20 seconds extra walking in Vampire Village. However, the time is made up if you can get fast enough Rub-a-Dub Slug segments. So we enter Garlic Crusher here. Make sure not to bonk right here on this little wall here. And then we enter Garlic Crusher. And then we keep running right. Collecting tokens, obviously. And then we have Batting Cage. You can hit these vampire telephones here if you want to. And here's Splash Right, which is the next minigame in the run. And then after that, we're gonna go to Roller Coaster. Of course, if you've done Calamity Canyon in your run, if you've decided to do that that minigame instead of Rub-a-Dub Slug, you'll be doing this Vampire Village routing in reverse, because you'll enter Vampire Village with 15 fright, or you'll be entering Vampire Village with 18 frights, and then you'll get 3 from Putt Cemetery, and then you'll have enough to get on Roller Coaster. But when we don't do Calamity Canyon, we enter with 15 frights, and that's not enough to get on Roller Coaster after Putt Cemetery. So we route it in reverse. Even though it's more walking, it still is faster if you can get an optimal enough Rub-a-Dub Slug. So now from here, we run all the way over here, and now this is where you get onto Roller Coaster, and it's a long walk all the way up here to where the ride starts. You'll walk all the way over here, and then once you get about here, make sure not to click on the sign. If you're trying to get the tokens out of this coffin here, make sure you actually are pointing towards the coffin. Don't try and get it right here, because you might click on this sign right here, and you'll lose time. And then you'll get a cutscene here, you'll spam through some dialogue, and then you'll enter Roller Coaster. After Roller Coaster, another cutscene will play, and the cutscene actually plays out to the point that when the cutscene ends, you're standing about right here. And then once you start walking again, you're going to keep running this way. And then we run this way to Putt Cemetery. Of course, if you've already done Calamity Canyon, you're going to want to run left after Roller Coaster and finish Vampire Village that way. But in the optimal route, we're going to be wanting to run this way to Putt Cemetery. After that, we're going to go to GG for the ticket pieces. We're just going to keep running this way. And then the first ticket piece is here. There's a bit of dialogue you'll have to spam through, but it's not bad. For the first ticket piece, it's in Vampire Village, so we're going to run left. Again, you can hit the vampire telephone if you want to, but we keep running left. The Vampire Village ticket piece is this way. We collect tokens. The Vampire Village ticket piece is in this well right here. It's in this well right here. So you're going to run up to the well, and you're going to start spamming A. About here. I'm just going to, yeah, right here. Until you see the ticket piece animation appear, and then just start running. Don't wait for GG's dialogue, because you're actually losing time. So now you're going to go back to GG for the second ticket piece. The second ticket piece is in Carnival of Screams. So we're going to go back to GG. So we're going to go back to GG over here. There's less dialogue to skip through after the first ticket piece. We run back this way. Now we're going to enter Carnival of Screams. This is actually the last time that we have to enter Carnival of Screams in the run. And it's for this ticket piece. And this is also the first time in the run we have to encounter Monster Police. And I'll be explaining the ticket pieces and Monster Police strats in a different video. For now, I'm just going to go over an overview of what we do here. So you enter here. Once you get about here, there's going to be some dialogue. Just spam A through it. And about here is going to be a monster police. You can just run past him. And then you just run this way. There's actually going to be an NPC that's walking this way. About the center of the path. Yeah, like here. See him? You don't want to run into him. That actually loses a lot of time. Well, not a lot of time, but it can cost you a second or two if you don't know he's there. So I usually stay to the edge of the path, right, like here, until he passes. And then we cross this bridge. And then there's going to be a monster police walking this way. He's going to be about here, walking this way. And you don't have to do anything, just walk past him. And then the ticket piece here is in the ghost train smokestack here, right there. So just tap on the top of the ghost train there. The ghost train will be just sitting right here. It won't be moving like it is now, just right there. And that's where the Carnival of Screams ticket piece is. And then we're going to walk back to GG for the next ticket piece of the run. Again, this is the last time that we'll be in the Carnival of Screams. That ticket piece, or that token right there can be kind of difficult to grab. You might accidentally click on the sign, so that's always something to look out for. So now we're going to be going back to GG for the third ticket piece. The third ticket piece is in Fever Swamp. And while we're in Fever Swamp, we're going to be getting the different minigames in Fever Swamp. It's actually the quickest area in the entire game, because once you go there to get to the ticket piece, the minigames go fairly quickly if you know what you're doing. So now we're going to go back to GG, and we're going to run right. We're going to keep running this way. Fever Swamp is down this path. It can be kind of difficult to figure out that this path is here, or you can miss it. So just remember that it's this path. Make sure you know where Fever Swamp is. So now we're going to run this way and enter Fever Swamp. So now when we enter Fever Swamp here, there's going to be a monster police. Make sure not to run into this NPC right here. There's going to be a monster police. When you enter Fever Swamp, the monster police starts at this intersection. He's standing right here. So if you ran down this path and tried to run this way to save time, it wouldn't work because he'd start walking this way and you'd get caught. Eventually, if you were to delay, which is a strat that used to be in runs actually, you would used to delay right here and wait to pinch him right here. But of course, that's slow. So the optimal way to do this is to run in here and go this way. This avoids the monster police entirely. There's only one other monster police in Fever Swamp, and he's over by he's over by Bogtopus, so it's not you don't really have to worry about it. You're gonna run this way, and GG is gonna say the monster police is nearby, because the monster police is gonna be standing right here, but he's gonna be facing this way, so you don't have to worry about him as long as you're going fast. And you're gonna run this way, and you're gonna go right instead of going left by Anchors Away, because it's 3 seconds faster to go right instead of left. We're gonna run this way. And the Fever Swamp ticket piece is over here. It's under this anchor. So once you get the ticket piece, you're going to start running back. If you have done Calamity Canyon in your run, you can run this way and immediately go to Tilt-A-Web. But if you haven't done Calamity Canyon, you're going to run back this way. This is what the optimal route does. And you're going to run this way, over here, and up to Rub-A-Dub Slug. Rub-a-Dub Slug, if you can beat Rub-a-Dub Slug with over a minute 15 left on the clock and get gold, it's faster than Calamity Canyon. If you can't do that, then it's slower than Calamity Canyon. So that's how you decide what route you get, or what route you want to choose. So now you run back this way.
Thanks for visiting Beaver Swamp.
And then we run up here. And now we're going to Tilt-A-Web. Now we go to Anchors Away. Right here. Make sure to collect these tokens. Then we run back this way. Now here's where you can change your route a bit. Swamp Stomp is one of the hardest minigames, if not the most difficult minigame in the run. So if you can't get the gold on, or if you can't get the gold on this, that's completely fine. You can route out, there's multiple minigames you can route it out with, but in the optimal any % run, you're going to want to stop here and get the gold. Now we run back to GG for the Mad Labs ticket piece. We're going to run left, past Batting Cage. Make sure not to run into that NPC right there. Then you're going to stop by GG again. And then you're going to run back this way. And we're going to be going to Mad Labs for the next ticket piece.
What is the tallest building in Transylvania?
The Mad Labs ticket piece is pretty complicated. We're going to start out by going to the Horrors Only area. And Gigi's going to tell us that the ticket is inside the Horrors Only area. But of course, we're humans in this game, so we can't get past the door. But Gigi suggests that we could get a mask. We could get a horror mask from the Face-Off Mask shop. And that's how we're going to get inside the door. So what we're going to do at first is we're going to get to the Horrors Only area. So when you walk in here, there's going to be a monster police standing about right here. If you want to play it safe, you can delay. You can just stop right here, or you can run up against this wall. But the fastest way to do this is just to run past him. It's a bit risky, but it is faster. And you're going to run over here. You can't enter minigames as GG, which is why we don't do Brain Drain and Buzzwire on this way to the Horrors Only door right there. That's where we're going to try and get to go. Or that's where we're trying to get to right now. When you get over here, there's going to be a monster police that is standing about right here. And then he's going to start walking back this way, and he's going to freeze about here. And that's when you run past him. If you didn't delay it first, at the first start of this, you're going to have to stop here a minute and wait for him to pass. If you already delayed, just keep running. This is actually the most difficult monster police to run past, in my opinion. So if you get caught here, don't worry. It's a very difficult part of the run to get used to. You're going to run up here, and there's going to be a cutscene that triggers here. This cutscene is unavoidable, and it's basically Nate returning to the game. Then you're going to get down here, and there's going to be a ton of dialogue that GG is telling you, and you just need to spam A through all of it. Now we're going to run back this way. Now we're going to do Buzzwire. If you didn't do Swamp Stomp here, or if you haven't done Swamp Stomp, you're going to be short of frights here. So it's best to do this minigame after you get the Mad Labs ticket piece. But the optimal route, we're going to of course be doing Buzzwire here. So now we're going to run back to Brain Drain over here. We're going to do Brain Drain, and we're going to run back up this way. And then we're going to go up this way, and once we get here, we're going to go left. Get these tokens. And then the next minigame is Toxic Gunk Dump. So we're going to go left here. And then we're going to do Toxic Gunk Dump right here. And then we're going to run back this way, past Terror Tombs right here. And then we're going to go this way to Shock and Roll, which is the final minigame in Mad Labs. Then we're going to run back this way. Now we're going to go to the Face-Off Mask Shop, so we can get the horror mask to get to the Mad Labs ticket. You need 100 tokens to get the mask here, to get the ticket piece. So if you don't have 100 tokens, or you can't, or if you're not within, I don't know, 5 tokens or so of 100, you might want to reload the area and respawn tokens, go back to Vampire Village, whatever you need to do to get 100 tokens. Run this way, and then there's going to be a cutscene right here, where you get the horror mask and transform into a horror. Once you're a horror, you can run back this way, and you're going to run all the way to the horrors only door right here, and that's where the Mad Labs ticket is. I'm going to be explaining this more in depth in a future video. But once you do that, you're going to run back here, and you're going to run back this way, down this hill, and then if you didn't do Swamp Stomp in the run, do Buzzwire now, after getting the ticket piece. You're going to run back over there, and then we're going to go back to Vampire Village to see a cutscene, and then enter Terror Tomb. So now we're going to go back to Gigi, and then there's going to be a note that Gigi leaves at the Cursed Carriage saying that that she was caught by the monster police. And once we watch that cutscene, we're going to immediately enter Terror Tombs. And it also mentions in that dialogue in the cutscene that in order to beat the game, we need to get the gold on Pharaoh's Fairways, which is the golf minigame in Terror Tombs. So we're going to run back this way to get back to Gigi. So once we're back here to Gigi, there's going to be a cutscene that plays, and then we're going to run immediately down this way to Terror Tombs. Make sure not to miss this path. And now we're entering the final area, Terror Tombs. Once we enter Terror Tombs here, we're going to immediately go this way. It's a long walk. And we're going to go up here to the left, and we're going to go through this path up to Mummy Run up there. We're going to get up there, and we're going to walk back to here. After Mummy Run, we walk back this way. Oh, if you want to, one of the best routing options, if you didn't do Swamp Stomp, is to route in Beetle Battle here. It's Beetle Battle over there. That's the best way to, that's one of the best minigames to route out if you don't want to do Swamp Stomp. So now we're going to run back this way. Run right, and we're going to do Snakes on a Chain. Once we do this minigame, there's a clip here. It saves about 8 to 10 seconds, depending on how well you do it. It's probably the best glitch time save in this run. That's the optimal skip, by the way. I'm going to be explaining that in a future video as well. Scorpion Speedway is actually faster than, or it'd be faster to route in Scorpion Speedway. However, the fright restrictions just don't work out. After Mummy Run, you get 54 frights. You need 55 for Scorpion Speedway. It'd be faster to do this clip here to get to Scorpion Speedway. However, the fright restrictions just don't work out. So you're going to run this way to Pharaoh's Fairways. Once you beat Pharaoh's Fairways, it automatically takes you to certain death. Now, certain death, the ride certain death is over here. But after you beat Pharaoh's Fairways, a cutscene plays and it automatically puts you on certain death. So you don't have to walk over here, although it would be faster. And once you beat certain death and the gold appears in the bottom left corner, you've beat in the game and time ends when the gold fry appears in the bottom left corner, as I said before. So yeah, that's the route for the any % run of this game. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the Discord server for this game. I'm going to be linking it in the description down below, as well as a playlist for all the videos in this guide that me and KZ will be working on. So yeah, that's the route for the any % run of Goosebumps Horrorland.